Hi, welcome to my video walkthrough of the Himalayan Data Challenge. So this is my homepage. These are KPI cards at the very top, which talk about the most important metrics, which is how many expeditions were taken, out of those, how many were successful, how many peaks there are in the data set, how many climbers climb those peaks, and the average members in each expedition. And over here, this talks in more detail about the expeditions, and this shows how many expeditions were taken in each decade, and this focuses on the last 10 years. As you can see, there's a steady increase in the number of people who go on these expeditions, and it was only low in 2020 because of COVID. And over here, this is the seasons and the number of expeditions and success rates in each season. The expeditions and success rates are both high in spring and autumn. Most of the expedition starts from Nepal. This is a trend showing the success percentage over the years. Uh, Due to maybe better equipment or better routes, success rate is constantly increasing, which is a really good thing. This talks about the different peaks. The peak with the most expedition, the most famous is of course the Everest, and 21% of expedition goes to Mount Everest, which is not surprising. Out of the 480 peaks, 386 have been climbed, while 112 are yet to be climbed. And this is the minimum and the maximum height of the peaks. And this talks about the location of the peaks. Out of the 480 peaks, only 415 are approved. The rest 65 aren't approved, but that hasn't stopped people from exploring it. People are continuing to explore it. This talks about the countries of where all of the expeditors, all of the climbers come from. And if you click on the country, the rest of the page filters, so you can see only data related to the US. This is a very interesting graph. It's a scatter plot which shows the average age and the data over time. And the green stands for successful climbs, while the red stands for not successful climbs. As you can see, most of the successful climbs are clustered around age 20 to 40 and around uh, somewhere around 1980 and later. A lot of people have tried doing climbs before then, but most of them weren't successful. Uh, Page 2. This gives more details about each of the peaks, how many expeditions were taken, how many deaths took place in those peaks, the percentages of expedition, the height of those peaks in both meters and feet, the location of those peaks, and the status if it has been climbed or not. And this approved is if it's in the list of Nepal's approved peaks for climbing. And this is the people who first climbed it. And the KPI talks about the most important metrics, which is the youngest person to have climbed is 22 and the oldest person is 72. And out of the 90,000 climbers, only 36,000 were successful. This is the page that I was really passionate about creating. We all keep hearing about people who died while climbing the Himalayas. And since I'm from India, I kept hearing about it all the time when I was growing up. So I wanted to dive more into that data of why it's happening, if there's anything that we can do to prevent it from happening in the future. And even though the death number is really low, it is still 1,158 lives that were lost, and a lot of them were lost very young. The average age of the people who died is 38. And from my analysis, I found that 96% of people died above 1,500 meters, which is due to a lot of the reasons. Either they fall down or they run out of oxygen and get acute mountain sickness. And due from my analysis, I also found that acute mountain sickness contributes to 10% of the death. So this is a very preventable thing. It just means the oxygen is very low at a high altitude, and because of that, your body needs more time to adjust. So you just need to take the climb more slowly, and I believe this is something that we can do to prevent the death. And these are some interesting observations I found from the data. The youngest person to die was 18, the oldest was 86, and out of the people who died, three were disabled and five were on a solo hike, and 10% died to AMS. And these are some of my observations and what we can do to prevent it in the future. This is a list of all the people who died. I thought it'll be nice to pay homage to them, and this is just the number of deaths that happened over the years. Thank you.